Remember the story of the young guy who stood in front of Peter Obi's convoy when I think it was about the election period. Yeah? That was it, yeah. So a magistrate court in Apapa, Lagos State freed Alabi Kadri, a teenager who went viral in the build-up to the 2023 presidential election. The photograph of Kadri made an appearance before Peter Obi. Well, he made an appearance in front of Peter Obi's vehicle where he was on a tour in the state, and he became one of the highlights of the campaign in that state where they felt it was a powerful picture. A young guy with his hands spread out in front of Peter Obi's motorcade. It gained a lot of traction online. On Thursday, today that is, Adetola Olorunfemi, a magistrate, ordered the release of Kadri following legal advice from the Directorate of Public Prosecution. The DPP had averred that there was no evidence to substantiate the armed robbery allegation against the minor. And in a recent social media post, an activist had shared that Kadri had been in Kirikiri prison since January 2025 for an offense they say he did not commit. The teenager was said to have been returning from work when he was forcibly taken to the police station by some young men over claim that was among a group of young robbers in the community. Well, back and forth, he stayed there for a bit, and they couldn't just substantiate it. And given the fact also that he was that young guy who stood in front of Peter Obi's motorcade, it gave him some bit of popularity, some bit of fame. And so quite a lot of people were invested in the case, and a lot of human rights lawyers actually decided to follow up so that it doesn't end up like one young guy who's been alleged to have robbed and just thrown behind bars and nobody speaks for him. So these people followed up, investigated, and established the fact that indeed he was forcefully accused. It was one of those boys out on the street and perhaps mislabeled at this point in time. He was said to be returning from where he was working and was forcefully taken to the police station by some young men over claims that he was among a group of robbers in the community. The teenager's mother attributed Kadri's ordeal to the entitlement of some street urchins to the largesse he reportedly received after making headlines in 2023, because quite a lot of people were reaching out to him, and there's no proof that he made some money out of all of that, but he gained some fame. And he got some people who just knew him and knew his name. And then guys in the area just thought, oh boy, you don't hammer. Look at you all over the place. And this came up. According to his lawyer, Inibehe, I beg your pardon, Efyong. So, commenting on the court judgment, Efyong, his lawyer, said the police must pay 100 million naira compensation to Kadri and tender a public apology. The human rights lawyer demanded that the Lagos State Police Command must remove the divisional police officer of Amukoko for participating in the alleged framing of the teenager for armed robbery. And they went on to commend the DPP for standing by the truth in the matter and demand that the Commissioner of Police, Lagos State Command, and the Inspector General of Police should, as a matter of urgency, remove the DPO of Amukoko Divisional Headquarters, subject him to orderly room trial along with the IPO, one Inspector Odigbe Samuel, and other officers who participated in this evil, sinister, oppressive, and corrupt scheme of framing up a teenager for armed robbery at the behest of rogue area boys, and called on the 100 million naira compensation for the client, because at the end of the day, there was no substance, there was no proof. There was no one even alleging at any time beyond the area boys who are saying, this guy, he knows sort of, so can't be like say the guy robber and stuff. And then they picked him up on that ground. And if you've lived long enough in this country, you would know it's easy enough for police to come pick you up on allegation, and it's left for them to see how far they go in proving. And God help you that you don't have someone to stand for you, to speak for you, to bail you out. There's a tendency for a lot of people who are not represented to just wallow in detention, and half the time their case never gets to court. Half the time.